Despite the much greater sales success of battery electric vehicles BEV over fuel cell electric vehicles FCEVs, there's still a huge amount of interest in hydrogen as the green replacement for fossil fuels. The first hydrogen-powered train in the UK made its maiden voyage last week, and the EU is putting a lot of force behind the technology with its hydrogen strategy published in July. From the user's perspective, hydrogen seems like the obvious heir to oil-based internal combustion engines. You arrive at a pump, 5 minutes later you can have a full tank of fuel, and off you drive, in the same fashion as the last 100 years. But behind the scenes, there are major reasons why this is not such an eco-friendly future for personal transportation. Having recently borrowed Toyota's Mirai, the world's first mass-produced FCEV, I can confirm there's nothing wrong with the hydrogen concept as a driving experience. The Mirai is supremely comfortable, although it makes an odd whine when accelerating and isn't very quick by EV standards. The new Mirai due in 2021, with rear-wheel drive and 30% more range, looks like an even more promising proposition. Toyota has implied that it could be quite sporty and a potential competitor to the Tesla TSLA Model S. Hyundai's Nexo FCEV, on show at the SMMT Drive Zero event, is similarly luxurious as the Mirai. However, these are not viable cars for everyday users in most parts of the world right now. There are currently only 10 refueling stops in the UK, mostly around London, which means you would need to be quite lucky to live near one. There are 42 hydrogen stations in California, making this a more sensible location to own a FCEV, and California is also the region with the highest number of this vehicle type, 8,573 at the last count. However, there were 22,620 EV charging points in California a year ago, and in the UK in October 2020, 19,705 charging devices across 12,444 locations. In comparison, the number of hydrogen refueling locations in either London or California is insignificant. Also, whereas a BEV can recharge from a regular house plug in an emergency using a so-called granny charger, if you run out of hydrogen in your FCEV, good luck. You will be calling the tow truck. Another issue is the cost of hydrogen. In the UK, it's priced at £12 per kilogram, and the average price in California is $16.51. With the Mirai capable of 60 miles per kilogram of hydrogen, that is more than 5 times the price per mile in the UK compared to an average BEV and even more in the US, where electricity tends to be cheaper. In fact, in the US it would probably cost less to run a fossil fuel vehicle per mile. IHS Markit INFO has forecast that renewables-led green hydrogen could be cost competitive by 2030, and the price will be down 30% by 2025. But it needs to be 300% cheaper or more to even come close to the price per mile of a BEV. All these issues are ones of early adoption.